another reaction, shall we? I've just literally just searching through YouTube, found a sci-fi trailer, a movie called Biosphere. From coming out this year, or it's already come out this year. I'm not too sure, but let's just watch it and see if it's worth checking out when it comes out. Okay, Rapid Trailer. That's the name of the YouTube channel I'm watching. Right, IFC Films. Oh, why does it keep lagging? Stop lagging.
Are you not curious what's going on out there?
Everything is feeling a bit unbelievable.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. So they're locked in a biosphere. No idea what's going on in the outside world. Yeah, so I suppose they're growing their own crops. They're having to live on their own with nothing from the outside. So I suppose they've got their own water supply. They've got their own food supply that they're growing. And yeah, as you'd imagine, you'd go slightly stir crazy in that kind of situation. Two people would start getting on each other's nerves, and who knows what kind of psychological things could happen to them under that kind of pressure. It's like being in prison or being in almost solitary confinement when you get to the point where the other person, you know, everything they do is heightened, and you might get like really annoyed with them for the simplest of things if you're like feeling that pent up kind of trapped kind of feeling. Other people's just someone breathes too loudly, like something like, "Oh, you're so shut up, you're breathing too loudly." You know, just you can go crazy in those kind of situations. Anyway, so far so interesting. Um, hmm. We need to see now what the actual problem is, what the crux of the matter is, what the twist is or something. Let's see.
Ray, get out here, please.
I've been doing some research. Oh wow, this really is the end of the world.
Mysterious and hilarious.
We're gonna die.
There's
Warm,
goodness,
compassionate.
change.
What's going on with you?
There's something else.
Profound, provocative, tons of fun. Gorgeous bongers.
Something else.
Biosphere. Okay, coming out in July. Well, that was mysterious and not really revealing, wasn't it? It was like, yeah. Are they actually? Is it actually the end of the world, or is he just saying that? Was it like a joke comment that they made, or is it actually meant to be the end of the world? Because you don't see anything outside at any time. Are they meant to be not even in contact with the outside world? I mean, at no point do you see them trying to contact the outside world. Have they got radios? Have they got the means to talk to people outside? The panels, they look completely blacked off, so you couldn't even see outside the window. It looked like everything was, all you could see was black outside. So I'm assuming they've, I don't know, as part of the experiment, they've made it so you can't see out. So I can't understand why that would be part of the experiment, unless it's also an experiment in like isolation, testing people's endurances to being isolated. That's the kind of thing they've done, I think, to see if people are able to go up into space. They've kept them in isolation for so many days to make sure they are able psychologically to handle it. I'm sure that's an experiment they have done before, but I'm not sure why they would do that. And I could understand why they'd make a biosphere to test if it could be, self-sufficient on its own. People could live in it for an X amount of time without having to get anything from the outside. I can see how that would be a thing. Quite easily an experiment I think they've probably done. I know they do have biospheres, but I'm not sure exactly what experiments they've carried out. I mean, I know they've tested them to see, how it is good for growing food and that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing that's what it started out as. But I don't know. It's a bit inconclusive. It just seems like two guys hanging out. There didn't seem to be any like real kind of periods where they're like freaking out or at each other's throats or about to kill each other or anything like that. It seemed pretty chill, to be honest, most of the time. Didn't see any real sort of instances of fear or dismay on their faces. A little bit of concern maybe, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. So I'm not sure if it's meant to be the biodome is the only thing standing. Oh, sorry, biosphere is the only thing standing. The world outside has ended, but I can't see that there was any real. There was a slight suggestion of it, but no real confirmation. So is it playing on their mental faults? There's distress caused by their own imaginations. Um, the the black guy at the end, he was seeming a bit like he had something mysterious. There's something else he was saying. What do you mean by that? Something else? What? Yeah, and he kind of like, I mean, maybe he's starting to lose his marbles or something. Yeah, it's very confusing. I'm not really sure what certificate it was, but there didn't seem to be any horrific elements to it. It just, I don't know, it seemed like a comedy without any fun, without any jokes. I don't know. It seemed like a buddy movie without any. Yeah, I mean, what there was no real suggestion of what the hardship was. Obviously, the hardship of being isolated from the rest of society has got to be but there was no like, oh, this isn't working. Oh, how there was no sort of instances in the clip in this trailer sort of showing any kind of distress or real duress. There was that bit which says, "Oh, it's the end of the world," but he didn't like say it in a necessarily believable way, like he was really meaning it. It sounded more like it was just an offhand comment rather than really believing it was the end of the world. Because I say there was no sign of them being able to communicate with anybody or even trying to communicate with anybody. So how did they know it was the end of the world, or was he just saying that as like a oh, imagine if it was the end of the world outside? Ha ha ha! Wouldn't that be crazy? You know, I didn't really get any feeling of them being in real fear or dismay. Anyway, I think I'm repeating myself now, so I need to shut up and just ask you guys, what did you think of that trailer? Is that something you're planning to watch? Does it tickled your interest? Has it piqued your interest? That's the correct terminology. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it may well be worth a watch when it comes out. Not when I go to the cinema for, I don't think, but hopefully it will come to a streaming platform I can check it out on. Anyway, let me have your reactions to my reaction in the comments down below. And if you want to find or hear more from me, then by all means, give my channel a sub. Why not? And why not give me one of those bad boys while you're there as well? The old thumbs up. They always go down a tree. Ooh! Anyway, thanks for watching. Come back another time for another reaction.